ठीक है, तो स्लाइड शो में ले आऊं या ऐसे ही ठीक है? चलो 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 ठीक है, ये स्लाइड शो में आ गया, क्योंकि फिर मुझे वापस जाना पड़ता है ना आप लोगों को चेक करने के लिए, या इसलिए जो है ना वो 38 हो गए हैं तकरीबन। मिनहास, चलिए एडमिट करते हैं सबको। In the class of structural analysis, this is in continuation with your previous series like basic mechanics or engineering mechanics, strength of material, elementary structure analysis. Now it should be noted that one tip is for all of आप unmute रहे मुस्तकिल, बाकी किसी को भी मसला हो तो वो ज़हर को मैसेज कर दे तो मुझे बता देगा इंशाल्लाह। ये सारे का सारा जब तक आपको समझ ना आए उस वक्त तक जो है, till that time this is your responsibility and your duty to raise the questions and get satisfied. This is your duty. Okay, so there are certain, as far as the introduction is concerned, there are certain things which should be kept in mind. All your previous knowledge regarding the mechanics. Mechanics means your equilibrium condition, stability condition, determinacy, indeterminacy, all these things are applied in structural analysis. However, with an advanced version, in an advanced way. Similarly, it should also be noted that till ESA, you have not touched any indeterminate structure except the three moment, except the continuous. That is the only one element or topic that you have considered, you have studied in ESA. Otherwise, all were determinate structures. Whether you have solved it for shear force and bending moment, or you have solved it for any other purpose, for the deflection, for the rotation, for any other purpose, all those were determinate structures, except continuous beam. But in structural analysis, we will be giving the information about the tools which are valid, which can be applied to solve indeterminate structures. Now, indeterminacy, that may be external indeterminacy, internal indeterminacy, or the total indeterminacy. This is well known to you, all of you. That is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now over here, you will be told about the tools which can be applied easily to solve the problem. So it should all previous knowledge that will certainly be, serve as a bottom line for the structure analysis as well. Now, the one other parameter or one other property that you must keep in mind, that in the previous classes you have considered all the materials, all the beams, frames and trusses within their elastic range, where the Hooke's law is valid, Why we are basically, when you load a material, certainly you go on loading the material, beam or slab or any other thing. you are going on loading it, but till it fails. But we are not considering the failure phase, and we limit our analysis and the design within elastic limit. What is the reason? The reason is that the response of the structure that is so much complicated that that their solution becomes cumbersome. That solution becomes cumbersome. हाँ जी
सर वो एक
Yes.
स्टूडेंट कह रहा है कि मेरा शायद ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहा, आपने एडमिट नहीं किया सर। HB इस तरह से उसकी ईमेल HB4053 के नाम से, वो शायद आपने नहीं किया।
एक अब्दुल हसीब है शहरी, ठीक है, 3 है बल्कि
सर उनको भी काइंडली आप
कर दिए। Okay. Everybody is required to listen carefully, everything. This is very necessary for your further proceeding. This is very necessary. Must be kept in mind. And everything that I speak, that must be reproduced in your own words, like you need to prepare the class notes as well. So don't rely only upon the slides. You are required to prepare the notes as well. So I was talking about the elastic limit, elasticity. So up till now, you also have covered all the numericals or the topics, keeping in view the elasticity of the material. Also, just to have a facility in the solution procedure, we assume that the structure is within elastic limit. Okay? That is an elastic material, and material is elastic. In this structural analysis, we will be considering that the material is elastic in nature. Material is elastic in nature, whereas there is a topic that considers the plasticity of the material. That means after crossing the elastic limit, the material passes into a plastic range. In the plastic range, the response of the structure that becomes altogether different from that of the elastic range. It should be kept in mind. Structural analysis is concerned, this is under the umbrella of structural engineering, basically, if we in a broader spectrum, and all this is covered in under the umbrella of mechanics. All this is mechanics. Now this structural analysis, in the structural analysis only we are analyzing the structures. Analyzing the what analysis means? Analysis means to find out all unknown values. So unknown values may be the support reactions, or those unknown values may be the internal forces. In case of truss, support reactions are needed. Similarly, the member forces are also required. In case of beam, only the support reactions are needed. However, the internal forces like shear and bending movement, that is also necessary, okay, for the complete analysis. And same is true for the field as well. It should be kept in mind that all these unknowns for an indeterminate structure, all these unknowns can be addressed by using number of tools. Number of tools are available, and some of the tools those will be addressed here in this class. Topic of structural analysis. So it should be kept in mind the procedure that we will be studying. How can we solve how can we address or handle the indeterminate structure? All this will be studied today. So just in the start, Hold, please. So we start with the structure analysis. This is C311. Everything is known to you. Review of the basics. There, okay? There.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So review of the basics. Certainly we will be reviewing, and I have given some information in review form up till now. However, in detail, those will also be discussed, and the different tools which will be applied to solve the indeterminate structures. That is the force method, the flexibility method, which is applicable for beams, indeterminate beams, frames, truss, ILDs, analysis of statically indeterminate two-hinge or circular parabolic arches. All these are indeterminate structures. ILDs will also be applied, and these are used for the solution of indeterminate structures. Now, ILDs, which you have covered up till now so far in your elementary structure analysis, in that case, you have seen that the load was static, okay, and you have for specific location, load was applied. No doubt, the load is actually moving in practical situation, but we consider that the load is being applied at this location, and this is of this much value. Okay, so but now और जो कुछ आपने पहले पढ़ा, that was almost determinate, but now ILDs for indeterminate structures, those will be applied, those will be used. Similarly, analysis, and this is the force method. This is displacement method. This is displacement method, which is known as slope deflection method. This has been repeated. Analysis of beam by moment distribution method, MDM. This is another method for the solution of indeterminate structures. Similarly, then is the plastic analysis, and then is using the computers. All this will be covered in the course in the structure analysis. These are the relevant reference books. R.C. Hibbeler, the 6th edition, you know it very well. Similarly, C.K. Wang, this is very comprehensive book, and to get an deeper insight, to get an insight into the different topics like moment distribution method. This book is very comprehensively. This book comprehensively describes the procedure of moment distribution method. So, or any other reference book that can be considered. Now, there are a number of structures like buildings. You know it very well. Similarly, bridges are there. These may be cable stayed bridge, or these may be the suspension bridges. These may be the arch bridge. Everything that is well known to you, and you might be knowing a number of structures. Those can be produced. A number of structures go. See, just hold on, please.
just मैंने recording department PLO domain levels just.
So this is any type of structure that may be difficult in construction and analysis design. However, these are existing structures in the world. Frame, you know, this is very simple. When the foundation column and beams, those are interconnected with each other monolithically. Those will be acting as frame. And in the frames, this is the property that these are indeterminate in general. And these are monolithic in nature. So due to being monolithic in nature, one member that will be transferring the movement to the other member. So this is the property of the frame. Similarly, truss, these are composed of different slender elements, longer elements. Length is more as compared to the other dimension. these are interconnected with the help of pins, or these are interconnected with the help of riveting pins or welded, and these carry only the axial forces, not the bending. Or if there is some sort of bending, then it is too small that can be neglected, and it comes and if there is bending, then there will become the buckling. Buckling phenomena will prevail if there is any load which is coming on to the length of the truss element. So loads are applied in general, loads are applied at the joint, and through the joint, the forces are transferred through axial, through the axis of the members in the form of compression or in the form of tension. This is well known to you. Uzair? Uzair?
Yes, sir.
Is it
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir.
आवाज आ रही है, सब कुछ क्लियर है, कोई समझने वाली बात?
Sir, clear.
Okay. So similarly, there you can see the cable bridge for long span distances. Cables and the arches, those can be used. The cables are flexible in nature, and these will be transferring the load of the deck of the bridge through the tensile member. You can see this is the rope. So this cable will be transferring the back. Okay. Similarly, arches, these are also well known to you. These are frequently used in bridges, domes, roofs, openings in the masonry walls. Then is the shell structure. These are also known as the surface structure. Shell structure. Shell structure, the surface structure. Like dome, which is available in the new auditorium hall. वो भी आपको पता है, its analysis and the design that is much more difficult and cumbersome. So we will not be considering it because this is covered in the advanced structural structure, specifically now in MSc classes. Then now when we are addressing any structure for the analysis or the design, then you are having a paperwork first of all for understanding, and on the paperwork what you do, there is a beam, and that beam might be certainly that is having some dimensions, but all those dimensions cannot be transferred onto the paper. But what we do, we idealize the structure. We idealize the structure. We idealize the structure. So beam that will be drawn on the paper in the form of a line element, in the form of a line element. Similarly, if there is a point load, that will be shown by an arrow. If there is a UDL, uniformly distributed load, that will be in the form of a spiral or like that one. Uniformly varying load in the form of a triangle. So this is idealization. Similarly, in idealizing the structure, roller, that will be in a circular fashion, that is an idealization. Similarly, for the hinge support, that is also shown by a symbol. For fix, that is also shown by some symbol. So all these are these symbols by which you can identify the beam, truss, or the frame. That is idealization. Now, when you idealize a structure, then you can see you will drawing a line. These are the roller supports. This is the point load. This is frame. So this is idealization. Now, over there, it is written that this is unstable structure. Now, it should be noted, rather, you should reproduce on your lab report, on your notebooks. Yeah, लिख लो for the stability of the structure. Yes, everyone is required to reproduce this one to produce on your class notes. For the stability of the structure, at least 3 reactions are necessary. At least 3 reactions are necessary, which must be non-parallel, which must be non-parallel and non-concurrent, which must be non-parallel and non-concurrent. So minimum 3 n numbers reactions are necessary. Now, wherever there is reaction, the structure will be stable along that direction. Wherever there is reaction, along that direction, the structure will be stable. Now, in this case, you can see these are the roller supports. Reaction is from the underside, so it will not be moving up and down because reaction is there. Now, it is unstable in the horizontal direction. Why? There is no reaction in the horizontal direction. So, reaction is necessary for the stability or for the equilibrium of the structure. This is necessary. It should be kept in mind. All these things are required to be produced on your class notes. It is necessary. You should remember it. You need to follow all the instructions. So it is unstable in the horizontal direction, but it is stable in the vertical direction. We will be considering it as unstable. Now you see there are 3 minimum reactions. Minimum requirement that is fulfilled, but still it is unstable. What? So now the other part of the stability that I have narrated, I have told that these must not be concurrent, these must not be parallel. ये parallel नहीं होने चाहिए, concurrent भी नहीं होने चाहिए. तो आप ये देख लें कि all these 3 reactions are parallel, so it is unstable. Similarly, this is also unstable. This is also unstable. Okay? Then, now in this case, if just you apply, if you replace it with the hinge support, it will become stable. It will become stable. Now, all these are 3 reactions, but horizontal reaction is also there, so it is stable. Now, the plane frame, this is well known to you. Space frame, this is also known to you. This is statically determinate. You can see the 2 reactions, and this is the 3rd reaction. So we are having 3 equations of equilibrium for a 2D structure. So this is determinate. This is indeterminate because 4 hinges are there. So this exceeds the available number of equations for the determinacy. Similarly, this is plate, wall. These are the parts of the structure, simply supported cantilever, everything that is known to you. This is column. Now, in this case, you can see the load is being applied in the center, on the axis of symmetry. On the axis of symmetry, there is no eccentricity, so this is column. Now, if the load is being applied away from the center, the load is being applied away from the center. This is eccentricity. This is known as eccentricity. So under this eccentricity, you will see there is a compression, but along with that, there will bending as well. And that bending will be in this direction. By bending will be in this direction, leftward. It means there will be movement in this direction, movement in this direction, movement in this direction, movement in this direction, and there will be bending in this direction. So there will be movement as well along with the compression. So we say this is beam column. Beam column. This is when there is a bending, it is beam, but this is compressive in nature. Compression is more, so we will say it is beam column. Now this is tensile tension, angle, channel, bar, rod, W section, yeah, I section, or yeah, rigid is everything that is known to you. Now the structural engineering objective is the design and construction of the structure, then is management, maintenance, rehabilitation, and the tools. Now this is our objective in structural engineering, design and construction. So you will be having the analysis. In the structural engineering, analysis is there, design is there, construction is there. Just hold on, please. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. हाँ मैं क्लास लेना बैठा तो मैं दे अच्छा चलो मैं वेट करना ठीक है and the tools which are which will be used for this objective, that is solid mechanics, applied mechanics, mathematical, numerical methods, or we will be considering in all cases whether that is design or construction. We will prefer safety, we will keep in mind the economy, we will keep in mind the manageability, maintenance, rehabilitation. If there is some fault in the structure, the passage of time, how can that be rehabilitated? How can you retrofit this structure? All these things are to be kept in mind. Similarly, this should have harmony with the surrounding environments, and this should look aesthetic, aesthetics. Aesthetically, it should be good looking. Aesthetically, it should be good looking. Now, structure analysis. Objective is calculation of structural response. Now, up till now, whatsoever has been taught or you have studied, that is basically the to see the response. In mechanics, you apply the load, you see the response. In ESA, you apply load, you see the response, and response is calculated in terms of stress, in terms of strain, in terms of displacement, in terms of rotation, in terms of shear force diagram, in terms of bending moment diagram. Okay, so all these things are defining the response of the structure. So calculation of the structural response, stress, strain, displacement properties, all these are there is the objective. And purpose is to calculate the response as accurately as possible. This is our purpose. Okay, or tools here, mathematics, algebra, linear calculus, differential equations, and similarly integration like that one, physics as statics, dynamics, and numerical method using the computers and experiments. Now, the loading speed, certainly static analysis, no loading speed of the, it means the load that is being applied on the structure, like a wind load. Will you be addressing it in a static phase, like ILD में आपने क्या किया कि moving load था, लेकिन एक value you have considered one value and you have applied on the structure. Similar is the case with this one. For a tall building, there will be a wind load, so its intensity may be changing. So you can take one intensity, you can apply the load. This will be termed as static analysis. Now, if you are considering the variation in the force that is being applied, and that is very difficult for the analysis, then it is a dynamic analysis. Similarly, in the dynamic analysis, you will also be considering the earthquake as well. You will also be considering the earthquake as well. So, static analysis and dynamic analysis, in this case, you will be considering the inertia. Inertia means acceleration. Okay, acceleration. So, in the static analysis, we are having the flexibility method for indeterminate structure that will be discussed in detail in this class. Force method or slope deflection मैंने आपको बताया. So flexibility method, in this case forces are unknown. In the stiffness method, displacements are known, and we will be using the classic methods like manual calculations and computational methods using the computers. So the steps in structure analysis, those are the first of all, and you have done it. All these things have been carried out by you. All these are not new ones. These have only been arranged in a proper way, described in a proper way, in a sequential way, but everything has been carried out, has been taught, has been addressed by you. Knowingly or unknowingly, all these things have been carried out. Structural idealization. What does it mean? You have drawn a linear element beam head. You have applied the load on it if that is a point load, it will be in the form of an arrow. This is structural idealization. Then is the applying the load. I have explained. Then you calculate the reactions. Once you have found the reactions, then you move for the internal forces, shear force, bending moment. Okay. Similarly, for the truss element, axial force. Then calculate, then those forces are converted into the stresses, force per unit area, and then you look into the safety, whether the structure will be safe enough or not. Now in this case, you have seen that safety parameter, you have studied in strength of material, that it is very important. Similarly, ACI ASTM has given some guidelines for the concrete, for the steel structure, or then you need to apply those parameters, those limitations, and then you will see whether the material is safe enough against the applied loading or not. That
Yes, sir.
ठीक है?
Yes.
किसी की ऑब्जर्वेशन? किसी की ऑब्जर्वेशन? ये 2018 सिविल 92 2018 92 बेटा म्यूट हो 92 जहर यार ये क्या चक्कर है यार जहर
Yes, sir.
ये किधर है 92 56 where is 56
Yes, sir.
ये इतनी लेट आप क्यों रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं समझ आ रही है बात की
Yes, sir.
कोई ओके तो ये आप ही से मैं पूछूंगा और अच्छा इट शुड बी केप्ट इन माइंड ऑल ऑफ यू लिसन केयरफुली एट एनी टाइम abruptly suddenly I may call any student and if he is not present I will not include him in the session. Everybody should listen it carefully. किसी को भी मैं जो है किसी भी वक्त कॉल कर सकता हूँ and if he is unable to respond I will keep him out of this session. उज़ैर सुन लिया आपने
Yes, sir.
ये बेटा आपने सबको बता देना और ये 90 ये ओके ये आमिश बशीर कौन है भाई आमिश बशीर
Yes, sir.
इस Is he listening? Okay. Okay बेटा ठीक है शाबाश। ये बताएं जी हसन सज्जाद।
Yes, sir.
थैंक यू। और मुइन अवैस।
Yes, sir.
शाबाश। शाजेब 84 शाजेब।
Yes, sir.
यार क्यों इतनी लेट आप रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं?
सर वो सिग्नल का प्रॉब्लम हो रहा
चलो जुनैरा 102। जुनैरास पता नहीं क्या लिखा हुआ है। जुनैरा किधर है? 102
Yes, sir.
ये कहाँ चले जाते हो? जब क्लास हो रही है तो फिर आप अटेंटिव रहो। मैं अभी ये इसको तुम्हें रिमूव करने लगा था। ओके ये किसी भी वक्त जो है ये सडन ये आपको जो है ना सरप्राइजिंगली यू मे बी कॉल्ड, और अगर इफ somebody is found absent he will be taken down.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the steps. जी
सर वो एक दो स्टूडेंट कह रहा था कि हमारी शायद लाइट ऑफ हो गई थी तो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, दोबारा से एडमिट करेंगे।
मैंने एडमिट कर लिया है अभी।
ओके सर।
वो मैंने एडमिट कर लिया है अभी। फिदा बट जो है बस वो एडमिट हो रहा है, मैंने सबको ही जो है ना वो एडमिट किया हुआ है। एडमिट फेल्ड, ये पता नहीं क्या मसला बन जाता है। Okay, so this is for these are the basic steps which are here. These are not new ones. Then is these are the steps. Iska this is being shown to you. You can see how the structure can be idealized. This is also known as structural modeling. So there are 4 types of end conditions are there. तो ये देखें आपके मतलब ये रोलर सपोर्ट है, पिन है, या हिंज इसको कहते हैं, फिक्स सपोर्ट है, रोलर जो है वो इस तरह का भी होता है। Everything that is known to you. Similarly, this is a launching pad or jumping pad, and this person will be diving into the for the swimming pool. So in this case, you can see that just you will be drawing a line, and this load will be applied in the form of a point load. So this is well known to you. So this is now on the right side, you can see that there is a support in the form of roller. This is in the form of hinge. Only this is applied where the truss element, steel structure element that is available. So that will be in this form. And this is the fixed support. You can see now this has been shown by this one. Now this is all these are structural idealization, and these are the practical or applied figures for the fixed support, for hinge, and for roller support. Everything is known to you. Then is applying the load. In this case, this is a tower which is made up of masonry. So in this case, you can see its self weight will be there. Total volume is this one. Masonry weight per unit volume, that is this one. Or elevator or stair weight you have, that is 2000. If you just sum it will be multiplied. Then it will 580,000.15 plus 2000. It comes out to be 89,000 kips. The total weight is this one. Now this is the dead load, and this is the wind load that can be applied over there, and the height with the height. This is the wind speed, then wind pressure. Now this pressure can be converted into force, and you will be calculating the force. Now applying the load, then calculating the reaction. All these steps are being detailed now. So for the equilibrium conditions, there we are having for 2D system, we are having these three equations. These two are showing you the translational movement, linear movement of the member. Linear translational movement, and this is the rotational movement. But in this case, you can see this is the tower, and certainly the load is being applied. This is the wind load, force, and the self weight. Now this will become stable if there is a reaction which is applied by the ground at the base of this tower. Horizontal reaction, which is known as horizontal reaction, this is unknown. Similarly, under the effect of this loading, there will be the turning effect in this direction, clockwise, but the counteracting, that will be in the counterclockwise direction. Okay. Similarly, load is there, reactions are these, you can see and you know it. This is roller, this is pin support, hinge support, pin support, and this is fixed in nature, vertical, horizontal, and the rotational. Now these are the three reactions which will be developed. Now these calculations are these reactions are to be calculated first of all. Then you are calculating the internal forces as you calculate the shear force, bending moment. Similarly, in case of truss, you will be calculating the axial forces. In case of axial, shear, and the bending, all these forces are to be calculated. Now, in this case, there is a free body diagram which has been shown over there. Now, what is free body diagram? Anybody who can explain the free body diagram? क्या होती है इसकी definition? जी, anybody? Anybody? ये 58.
Yes, sir.
बता सकती हैं कि ये क्या होती है?
Sir, the figure which represents the forces acting on the body.
आप रिपीट करें जरा ऊंची आवाज में.
Sir, the figure which represents the forces acting on the body.
Basically, free body diagram is a part. Everybody should listen it carefully. Free body diagram is a part of the structure or the whole structure. Okay, and in general, this is a part of a structure. This is a part of the structure which is isolated from the parent structure, and all action and the reaction, acting forces and the reacting forces, those have been shown on the figure. This is known as free body diagram, and free body diagram must be in equilibrium. Must be in equilibrium. This is basic requirement. So free body diagram should be in itself should be in equilibrium. And certainly you apply sigma fx, fy and moment, so it will become certainly in equilibrium. Now, internal forces in this tower case, just if you are considering this one, then this material strength, now this should be stiff enough that it can withstand the applied loading. ठीक है, मटेरियल प्रॉपर्टी ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि ये इस लोड को ले सके. And if I talk about the internal forces at any location, as a part of this location, you can see shear force which is acting at some part of this tower. Moment will be there, vertical load force will be there. So this is free body diagram. So axial force, horizontal force, bending moment. Now then all these forces will be converted into the stresses. You know, you have done it earlier. But this is being presented in another way, in a broader way, in a broader spectrum. This application of that concept that you have studied up till now. So in this case, you can see the tensile and compressive force per unit area. In this case, this is the horizontal shear, and you have studied in strength of material. I think this is chapter 4 or 5, 4 in 4 horizontal shear stress. Yeah, 5 है. So horizontal stress is there, vertical shear stress is also there. There is a bending stress, flexural stress also. So all these are included in the internal stresses, which will be over there. Now, a structure can carry applied loading only if the material is strong enough and if there is enough of it, material certain and the cross section, that is enough. क्रॉस सेक्शन भी ऐसा होना चाहिए जो स्टेबल हो और मटेरियल जो है वो भी इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग इनफ होना चाहिए कि जो उसको ले सके. तो ये जो है यहाँ ये ज़रूरी है, otherwise the material will fail. Now similarly, as you know, this is the vertical shear stress. Now in this case, horizontal shear stress. Now in this case, you have carried it out, and you have drawn the distribution, a variation of the horizontal shear stress along the vertical depth of the beam. So this is the diagram for the shear stress, and you have done it, you have carried it out in your strength of material. Similarly for this I section, this is the stress distribution. This also over there, examples are there in which all the calculations have been carried out in strength of material, chapter 5. Similarly, there will be the flexural stresses. These are the flexural stresses. In this case, the maximum stress will be at the extreme fibers of the section and the extreme fiber at the top and bottom. If this is cantilever, then tension will be at the top. If and the compression at the bottom, you can see, and the reinforcement will be provided on the tension side always, because concrete is weak in tension, so we will not be using the steel on the compression in general on the compression side, except for the compression steel, doubly reinforced steel. PRC1 पढ़ा है आप लोगों ने?
No, sir.
अच्छा, वो अगले सेमेस्टर में. So this is the stress moment over section modulus. तो in general जो मैं बता रहा था, doubly reinforced होते हैं, the compression steel will also be over there. This is our some special design. So but in general we will be using the tension steel on the tension side, not on the compression side, except for doubly reinforced and the temperature steel, and you will study in forthcoming semester. Then is the calculation of the safety. So safety is the load, maximum load over the actual load, which will come. Then this factor of safety should be greater than 1. For the equilibrium condition, you know that these are the three basic equations which are available. All the two are linear. The other one, this is mz in the third direction. You need to satisfy this one. Similarly, equilibrium condition for the 3D analysis, there are 6 in numbers. All these are to be satisfied for the equilibrium conditions. Then is the static indeterminacy. I have explained it earlier. Indeterminacy, it is different. It is the difference of unknown forces and the available number of equilibrium equations. Unknown forces, if the equations are 4, it means this is indeterminate by first degree. If there are four reactions are there, why? We are having 3 equations available with us, and one extra equation is needed. So how will we be getting this extra equation? This is to be addressed. This will be discussed in detail in this class. Similarly, internal. So when unknown are determined based upon the internal arrangement of the member, and if you are summing up these two, external and internal, it becomes total indeterminacy. Now, statically determinate, hinge, roller, continuous beam. This is continuous, and you have addressed it in your 3-moment equation in the elementary structure analysis. Only this topic has been covered, which is indeterminate structure. Only one topic in ESA, otherwise all were determinate structures. Similarly, you can see this is also indeterminate. Now, these sort of indeterminate structures, these are also known as hyperstatic structure. Statically indeterminate, and this is also known as hyperstatic. Now, based upon the external reactions, this is known as external indeterminacy. Everything is known to you. For internal indeterminacy, वो भी मैंने आपको बता दिया, and you have seen, you have carried it out in elementary structure analysis. M plus R is equal to 2. This is applicable for truss only. This is applicable for truss. कोई देखने में दिक्कत तो नहीं हो रही और सबको समझ आ रही है? Anybody can speak. Anybody can be unmute.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? Everything is okay? Any other one?
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes,
ठीक है
sir.
जी. ये हाफिज समर. हाफिज समर.
जी सर ओके. यस सर. यस सर ओके.
ओके शाबाश. अच्छा जी. ये इंजीनियर अली जो 2017 का है.
Yes, sir.
ओके ठीक है, समझ आ रही है?
जी सर.
अच्छा, कहीं भी कोई ऐसा मसला हो, everybody is allowed to speak. ठीक है, to have a query till you are satisfied. We will be moving further. This is your responsibility, this is your duty, and to get you make satisfied, this is our duty. ठीक है, so it should be kept in mind.
Okay, sir.
Or otherwise, this will be a useless exercise to sit over there at your places, and this will be the wastage of time. So this should not be like this. So thank you all of you. Now you have seen that M plus R, you have studied it in your ESA for the truss element. In the truss, only one force is there, so M will be single, not 2, not 3. So only one force is there. Number of reactions, those will be added up, and then we will be getting the total number of equations. Yeah, we will see if we will look into the indeterminacy, degree of indeterminacy. Similarly, for the frames and the beams, we are having 3M plus R equal to 3J. It is applicable for the frames, and for the beams, only one external indeterminacy is there. Degree of indeterminacy, only external degree of indeterminacy is there. And total will be this one. These are the different types of trusses. Now all these trusses are indeterminate in nature. You can see these are the hinge supports. These are hinge supports. Similarly, more members are there. This is also.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर
जी
सर एक स्टूडेंट कह रहे शायद उसका इंटरनेट डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था तो उसे एडमिट कर दें
अच्छा अनीस मलिक
सर आई थिंक जुनैरा सहर भी एक स्टूडेंट है उसका भी मैसेज आया होगा था
और जुनैरा भी है okay so these are the trusses different types of trusses now you can see externally this is determinate this is in support this is roller support but the members are enough more so this is an indeterminate okay and total it will be indeterminate by 1 degree if you calculate it now this is you can see these is also indeterminate all these are indeterminate structures similarly this is these are the beams and externally this is indeterminate in nature just hold on
ग्राफों की चाहिए थी ड्राइंग की ग्राफों की चाहिए थी ड्राइंग
मेरे पास शायद बड़ी होगी अभी मुझे फ्लैश करना पड़ेगा
ग्राफिंग वो कहते ग्राफ पैड या फिर ग्राफों की ब्रीफ वाली वही वाली लेंगे
sorry so for the beam this is you can see these are आवाज आ रही है उज़ैर
यस सर आ रही है
यस सर आ रही है
थैंक यू अच्छा ये जो है now in this case you can see that these are statically indeterminate beams are there these are the frames any type of frame that may be over there now up till now you have studied the static indeterminacy what does it mean static indeterminacy it means the member is in static state and you have calculated the excess of reactions unknown values so you say that this is its degree of indeterminacy is 1 2 3 4 5 whatsoever is the case there is another type of indeterminacy and what is that that is a kinematic oh, if I say listen it carefully everybody listen it carefully this is new one if I say that you can see this is a very simple example this one you can see this is 1 2 3 4 so its degree of indeterminacy is 1 degree of indeterminacy is 1 what is the reason we are having 3 equations of equilibrium with us and x is 1 this 4 number and 3 equations degree of indeterminacy is 1 so how can we solve this one अब ये एक जो है in unknown ये कैसे हम मालूम करेंगे certainly we will have to take the advantage of something else which is some other concept and it should also fulfill the basic rules of mechanics it should also fulfill the basic rules of mechanics this should also fulfill the basic rules of mechanics so any idea advantage of any other idea that can be taken so what is that one that is known as now see that is known as kinematic indeterminacy what does it mean it means how many number of free displacements are possible, deformations are possible. How many number of displacements are possible at one location? What does it mean? This is the possible number of independent displacements or rotation at a particular joint, which is known as kinematic indeterminacy. Now in this case, this is very simple. You can see simply supported. You can solve it easily. And degree of indeterminacy is 0. Degree of indeterminacy is 0 for simply supported. But you see, for this roller support, there are 2 degrees of freedom. Over there. What is the degree of freedom? Freedom is that it can move in this direction, in the horizontal direction, not in vertical direction, but it can also rotate. It can also rotate. So it may be moving in this direction and it can rotate as well. What about hinge? It cannot move in this direction. It cannot move in direction, but only it can rotate. It can rotate. It means there are 2 independent displacements. There is only one displacement, deformation, not displacement, deformation. And in this case, for this support, no movement in this direction, no movement in this direction, and no movement in rotational direction. Okay? So it means one rotation is there, and there are 2 rotations, one rotation and linear displacement. But in case of beams or any other structures, the horizontal movement, specifically in the beams, this beam is so stiff, that we ignore the horizontal movement. We ignore the horizontal movement. We ignore the horizontal translational movement of the support. So the remaining are 2. Now these 2 are the displacement or rotation, only 2. So for simply supported, kinematic indeterminacy is 2, but static indeterminacy is 0. Okay? Similarly, if we talk about this one, this is prop cantilever. Degree of indeterminacy, DOI. Static indeterminacy, that is 3, and 1. Or 1 is the degree of indeterminacy as is written over there. Degree of indeterminacy for prop cantilever, degree of indeterminacy is 1, but there is no deformation possible at this support. At this support, normally in general, there may be horizontal displacement, there may be the rotation, but this beam is so stiff that in general, in the beams we ignore the horizontal movement of this support. Only one rotational displacement is there. So its kinematic degree of indeterminacy is 1. That is 1. If we talk about this cantilever beam, this is showing you no displacement deformation, but as far as this joint is concerned, this can move in this direction. This is free-ended, this can move in this direction, and this can show the rotation. But once again, I am telling you that horizontal movement is not possible, or that is ignored, that is not considerable. So we ignore that one, and but this vertical displacement and this rotation, this is possible. So in case of cantilever beam, kinematic degree of indeterminacy is 2, but degree of indeterminacy, static degree of indeterminacy is 0, because only 3 reactions are there and 3 equations are also available with us. Uzair,
Yes, sir.
बेटा ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Anyone from the class, he can raise the hand, can have yes, Bilal.
सर ये
बिलाल।
कैंटिलीवर बीम में जो जी सर
एहतशाम
सर
भी है, हाँ बिलाल जी।
जी सर कैंटिलीवर बीम में काइनेमेटिक इंडिटरमिनेंसी 2 आई है, इसको सर काइंडली दोबारा एक दफा रिपीट करिए।
कैंटिलीवर बीम में it can move, yeah, this is a free end, it may translate in this direction horizontally, elongation, it may move under the application of load, जैसा चाहे इसका self weight ले लें, it will deflect, means vertical displacement, and when there will be deflection, there will be this is the elastic curve, and if you draw the tangent to this elastic curve, then it will be giving you the rotation. But this beam is so stiff that horizontal movement that is not considerable, that is ignored in general. We will certainly ignore it, and we need not to talk about this horizontal movement. So the remaining is vertical displacement 1 and this rotation 2. So kinematic degree of indeterminacy is 2 for a cantilever beam.
ओके सर, थैंक यू
जी। एनी वन अदर वन, एक और भी थे साहब, एनी अदर वन, यू कैन रेज योर हैंड प्लीज, यू विल बी वेलकम।
सर
हाँ जी, क्या जी उजैर।
सर हमने जो पीछे ट्रसेस वगैरह देखे हैं वो सारे हमारे पास ट्रायंगुलर फॉर्म में है। तो सर ट्रस के लिए ट्रायंगुलर फॉर्म में होना जो है वो कंपलसरी है, ताकि वो उसे कंप्रेशन या एक्सियल फोर्सेस में कन्वर्ट कर सके।
हाँ नहीं, what is the reason that that a triangular fashion is used? पता है आपको कि क्यों हम ये ट्रायंगुलर फैशन क्यों इस्तेमाल करते हैं? ये देखिए ट्रायंगल्स हैं सारे।
सर आई थिंक इसमें उसने एक्सियल फोर्सेस में जाना होता है ना सारे लोड,
नहीं,
उस वजह से
नहीं, नो नॉट एट ऑल। आप एक स्क्वायर ले ले, आप एक जो है वो रेक्टेंगल ले ले, and you apply the load at some inclination, then what will happen? It will not be stable. Okay? Because in general the truss is either riveted or pinned. There will be rotation. When you apply the force, it will rotate, there will be bending, there will be distortion of the structure. So the basic, it should be noted, everybody should know that the stable structure, minimum, smallest structure possible which is stable, that is the triangle, its shape is triangular. Its shape is triangular. Just hold on, please. When you compose the 3 longer elements which are connected together, then the triangle, this is the basic unit, basic element which is stable. When you apply the load at the joint,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was talking about the basic skeleton or the basic structure which is stable for the truss, that is taken to be the triangular in nature. When three members are connected, then these three members will be giving the stable structure. And if you join four members, five members, though that will collapse. That structure will collapse. It should be kept in mind. ठीक है?
थोड़ी देर ਪੈਂਦਾ
हाँ जी
ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਦੇਰ ਮਮਾ ਪਾਲੀ ਦੇ ਮਮਾ ਫਰਵਰੀ ਤੱਕ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਫਰਵਰੀ ਤੱਕ ਅੱਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਈ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਫਾਇਦੇ ਲੇਟ ਨੇ ਲਾਈਟ ਵੀ ਲੇਟ ਨੇ
जुनैरा ये आप अपना ये म्यूट करो जुनैरा this is the theme or basic reason why we choose the triangular shape, and these triangles, when these are connected together, then it forms a truss, and then it will become a stable structure. The whole structure will be stable, and the basic unit of triangles, that will also be stable in nature. ठीक है जी? Then now when we consider this kinematic degree of indeterminacy, now this is giving you only information about the possible rotations or the displacements which are available at the joint. But when how these are to be converted in the form of equation? Reason is that when there is 1 degree of indeterminacy, you need another equation to solve the structure. If there is 2 degree of indeterminacy, you need 2 equations. Now the basic information is kinematic indeterminacy, and this from this information of kinematic indeterminacy, how can we develop the equation? For that one, we take the advantage of compatibility condition. Compatibility condition. What is this one? You have considered the 3-moment equation. In that case, you know, if I just once again go back over there, in this case, what will be the elastic curve? Elastic curve will be like this one. You can see the cursor, movement of the cursor. You can see this will be this one, and at the support, this will be this one, and then once again it will become downward, and then it will be joining the fixed support. Now over at this support, you see that the elastic curve will be moving upward, little bit up after the support, little bit up after the support, and then it will be moving downward. Now this is when we draw the tangent to the elastic curve at this location, then we will see that it will be a straight line, this straight line, and over there this will be the rotation, and over there this will be the rotation, and these rotations are same. These rotation angular measurements are same, but are opposite in nature. So this is showing you the continuity at the support. This is showing you the continuity of the elastic curve, continuity of the beam, continuity of the members which are part of a structure, and this is known as compatibility. So compatibility means continuity. Okay? So everybody have understood it? Everybody? Everybody? उधर आवाज आ रही है?
यस सर।
ठीक है, ओके। So this is known as compatibility condition. So among the members compatibility condition or equation of deformation. Now this concept will lead to the development of equation which is required to solve the indeterminate unknown reaction, unknown force. So among members and at the support, the continuity of the structure without break need to be accounted for. Structure satisfying equilibrium condition should also satisfy the compatibility condition. It should be noted. Now this is a new one up till now whatsoever you have studied. This is apart from that one. This is new one. Compatibility condition, kinematic degree of indeterminacy. So these are the new ones. Now these conditions require that the displacement and the rotation be continuous throughout the structure and compatible with the nature of support. Okay. So in this case, when we apply the compatibility condition means continuity of the support, continuity of the members at the support. All the members are connected together. This is known as continuation. Now from this concept, we will be developing the force displacement relationship, which is known as the equation. Now this equation will be helpful for solving the structure. Now this force displacement relationship will be giving you the equation, the way in which displacement is related to the forces in the structure. This will depend upon the way the material will respond as detailed on the next slide. Now you can see that this force displacement relationship, this is given in force method and displacement method. At the start I have explained the force method in the course outline, and there is a slope deflection method. These two are under the advantage of compatibility condition, and compatibility condition or the number of equations will be decided by the kinematic degree of indeterminacy, and kinematic degree of indeterminacy is helpful for solving the structure which are statically indeterminate. So statically indeterminate structure, degree of indeterminacy, those will be resolved by the kinematic degree of indeterminacy, and kinematic degree of indeterminacy is leading towards the compatibility condition, and compatibility condition will become the base for the force method. So we will be addressing the force method, which is known as flexibility method as well, method of consistent deformation, and the displacement method or the slope deflection method or the stiffness method. These two will be addressed in detail in these lectures. So one method will be taught by me and the other one by Dr. Wasim. So now I have told you, so I will be considering the force method of analysis, and for the in all the cases I have told you that these are to be considered with their elasticity property. All the beams, this beam, or all the beams and the frames, all will be considered to be elastic in nature. Okay, this is an elastic method. This is also an elastic method. Now, if from this now onward, listen once again, listen carefully to have a deeper insight, and an idea for the structural engineering as well. This is very helpful in that one. So in this case, I have told you that our structure is considered to be elastic in nature, and elastic in nature means you have applied the force. Okay, there will be displacement. You remove the force, it will regain its original shape. This is elasticity. This is like a spring. This is following the Hooke's law. Okay. So I give this idea a figure, shape of a figure. I transform this idea into a figure. What is that figure? This is in the form of a spring. Now, our material is like a spring because we are considering it to be elastic in nature. When you apply the load, this is in a static with the before load, you apply the load, then there will be a displacement. This load and this displacement, when you draw this in the form of a graph, interrelationship will be giving you the Hooke's law. This is very similar to the Hooke's law. Now the slope of this curve, slope of this line, this is known as stiffness of the material. Stiffness of the material. Now how this slope can be found? You can see over here we see that spring is there, load is there, u is the displacement, and the slope can be found by P2 minus P1, this force, divided by U2 over U1. This is deflection, displacement U2 minus U1, P2 minus P1. It is giving you the slope, and this is known as stiffness. Now, if I just rearrange this, and this is P2 minus P1, I say it is delta P ya P. This is U2 U1, delta U or delta or U, any nomenclature that can be used. Then we see that this is P equal to K into U. Now this is the basic relationship which is applicable for an elastic structure. Okay, and in this K expression, this is termed as spring coefficient. You can write it, and I have told you everybody
सर
will
एक्सप्रेशन स्लाइड्स के ऊपर शो नहीं हो रही हमें.
स्लाइड जो है वो सामने है.
नो सर.
स्लाइड भी नहीं है.
सर स्लाइड तो सामने है, लेकिन वो पीछे वाली ही स्लाइड है, आपने शायद आगे नहीं की
वाली है.
सर वो जिसके ऊपर बीम वगैरह नहीं बने हुए, एक्सटर्नल डिग्री ऑफ इनडिटरमिनेसी, वो वाली स्लाइड है हमारे सामने.
अच्छा,
35 नंबर आई थिंक.
ये कंपैटिबिलिटी नहीं आ रही
सर. अब 38 नंबर आ गई है, पहले 35 थी हमारे पास.
अच्छा, ठीक हो गया. आप देखें यार, पहले बोला करें ना, आप भी तो बादशाह है ना, फिर क्या कहा जाए.
सर हमें पता ही नहीं लगा, शायद हमने बोला यही एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं.
अच्छा, ये 39 आ गई.
यस सर, 39 आ गई. अब
ये 40 आ गई.
यस सर.
चल, शुक्र है. अब ठीक है.
ओके सर.
बेटा फौरन कोई ऐसी बात हो तो आप फौरन मुझे बताएं, मैं बोलता ही ना जाऊं ना, फिर फायदा कोई नहीं है. ओके. अच्छा, दिस इज अ स्प्रिंग, लोड इज अप्लाइड, there will be displacement. If I draw these two parameters in the form of a graph, I get a straight line. This is in accordance with the Hooke's law. This is basically Hooke's law. And if I get the slope of this curve, the slope of this line, it is known as stiffness. Now K will be equal to P2 minus P1. This is force. Okay, P2 minus P1. Similarly, U2 minus U1. So this may be delta P, or this may be P, or this may be delta U or U, any nomenclature that can be used. And in this way, I can rearrange this equal to as P equal to KU. Now this K value, slope of the line, it is known as spring stiffness, spring coefficient, spring constant. This is known as spring constant. This concept will also be helpful in structural engineering. It should be kept in mind. Very simple approach is there. So for making your concept, I have explained it. So this is known as stiffness. This is known as coefficient of stiffness, spring coefficient, spring stiffness. Now, the inverse of this, if you have found K value, if just you inverse it, हाँ जी 41 स्लाइड आ गई?
नो सर अभी 40 है.
आप नहीं आई?
नो सर.
सर मेरे पास तो नहीं.
सर अभी भी
नहीं आई. चले अब
नो सर स्लाइड वही है 40 वाली शो हो रही है अभी भी.
क्या मसला शुक्र है. क्या मसला है यार. अच्छा ठीक है. अब
यस सर.
यार जल्दी रिस्पांस दिया करो ना. उज़ैर ये तुम्हारी जिम्मेदारी है. तुम्हें मैंने एक फोकल पर्सन बनाया तो यार जवाब जल्दी दिया करो.
सर ये भी नहीं ना पता होता शायद मेरा इंटरनेट स्टक हो गया या फिर आपकी तरफ से नहीं आ रहा.
नहीं आप बोल दिया करें. कोई मसला नहीं. बाकी आपको बिल्कुल वो आपको संभाल लेंगे. बाकी जो है वो सारी क्लास इकट्ठी हो सारी क्लास तुम्हें संभाल लेगी.
ओके सर.
हाँ ऐसा नहीं है. अच्छा ये फ्लेक्सिबल वो मैंने आपको स्टिफनेस का बताया. नाउ इफ जस्ट यू इन्वर्स इट देन इट इज द फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. ठीक है. नाउ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दैट इज शोन बाय दिस वन F. So in this case you can see U is equal to P over K. P over K 1 over K is F और P जो है वो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा. So above equation is good for linear elastic structure. So now you know that when there is a simply supported beam, if you remember your strength of material book, over there is a table in which all the basic information regarding the rotation value, deflection, similarly all these things are given over there in a general way. Now over there it is also given that if there is any simply supported beam and you have applied a point load in the center, then the maximum deflection will be PLQ by 48 EI. This can be seen from the strength of material by Singer, chapter 5. You can see it. The table is available and you can find it out. So if this U displacement is written, you can see then P is equal to K. P is equal to KU. और अगर आप ये U का वहाँ पे आप लिखें तो you will find it out this one 48 EI over L cube. P के साथ P जो है वो इधर आ जाएगा और ये U आ जाएगा. इसको ये मतलब है कि P आप यहाँ से निकालें और ये जो है L नीचे आ जाएगा. 48 EI इधर आ जाएगा. So 48 EI over L cube into U. This is in the form of a stiffness equation. This is stiffness equation. ठीक है. उज़ैर.
यस सर.
अल्लाह यार बड़ी बहुत जल्दी बोलती हूँ. अल्लाह के बंदे आधा घंटा लगा देते हो. ओके. Now the stiffness is defined as force. Now in this case over here ये this you can see ये 40 है आपके पास इस वक्त स्लाइड 40.
सर 41 है अभी.
अब है
नो सर
40 नहीं आई.
नो सर.
अच्छा चले. Now in this case this is 41. 41 तो है ना.
यस सर.
Okay. Now this is you can see this is P over K. now this is this way. Now stiffness, if I calculate, if I get k value, then it will be, अगर इसको मैं उधर लेके जाऊं k को, और u क्या होगा, नीचे आ जाएगा, इसके नीचे आ जाएगा p over u, क्यों भाई?
यस सर।
p over u, तो फिर क्या होगा, k is equal to p over u, k is equal to, ये इसको आप इधर ले जाए, इसको आप नीचे ले आए, तो k will be equal to p over u. Now when p, ये आपको यहाँ से ज्यादा समझ सही आएगी। हाँ भाई, यहाँ पे आप बताएं 40 आई है?
नहीं सर, वही है, पहले वाली स्लाइड ही स्टक है। यस सर, अभी आ गई है।
मसला, चले यार इसी में मैं पढ़ाता हूँ इसमें, ये ठीक है, अब कोई मसला तो नहीं है?
यस सर, अभी 40 आ गई है।
अच्छा 40 है ना इस वक्त?
यस सर 40 है, लेकिन शायद आपने उससे जूम कर दिया है।
नहीं नहीं, आप ठीक है
सर, वो जूम ही है स्लाइड अभी, लेकिन शो हो रही है। अभी सही हो गई है सर।
स्लो हो गया मेरा ख्याल है, मीटअप हो गया शायद। अच्छा, अब यहाँ से फ्रॉम दिस वन आई define the stiffness. What is this one? K. K is a stiffness coefficient. ठीक है?
Okay,
K is stiffness coefficient. Now this K will, when this K will become equal to force, when this K will become equal to force, कब होगी? When U is 1. क्यों भाई?
Yes sir.
When U is 1, K will become equal to P. K will become equal to P when U is equal to 1. It means that the stiffness is defined as the force which is required to produce unit displacement. ठीक है?
Yes sir.
K stiffness is equal to force, yeah, this is equal to, this is force which is required to produce unit displacement. If U is equal, is kept equal to 1, if U is kept equal to 1, then K will become equal to P. So I can define it easily. The stiffness is the force which is required to produce unit displacement. ठीक है? So
yes sir.
Now this is 41 slide. आ गई?
Yes sir.
So in case of simply supported beam, this is U, deflection is there, you can change it into the stiffness coefficient procedure. P is equal to Ku, and this is the K value. So K value is equal to 48 EI, and the stiffness is defined as the force required for the unit deformation. So this is K value. And if you reverse it, means LQ by 48 EI, this will be the flexibility. This will be the flexibility. ठीक है? 42 आ गई?
Yes sir.
So this is K value and this is flexibility. अब flexibility क्या है? इसका रिवर्स है, इसका रिवर्स है, इनवर्स है stiffness का, ठीक है? So this is stiff, क्या नाम है, this flexibility is equal to displacement which is required. अगर आप किसी भी बीम में एक डिस्प्लेसमेंट दें इस तरीके से कि जो लोड अप्लाई हो रहा है वो 1 हो जाए, ठीक है, तो इसको हम कहेंगे ये फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है। बिल्कुल इसी तरीके से जैसे हमने स्टिफनेस को डिफाइन किया कि ये वो फोर्स है जो यूनिट डिस्प्लेसमेंट देती है, या मैं ये कहूँगा कि ये वो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी को कहूँगा कि ये वो डिस्प्लेसमेंट है जो कि यूनिट फोर्स के अगेंस्ट आती है. This is the displacement that comes against unit force. So this is known as flexibility. Then this is an example for your practice कि एल्यूमिनियम K जो है वो आप मालूम करना है. K is equal to P over delta, P over U या delta, और delta as you know from the stress strain relationship, this is equal to PL over AE. ये 43 slide show हो रही है.
Yes sir.
So this displacement U delta या or U or delta, this is equal to PL over AE. PL over AE, this can be placed over there. When I will be replacing this delta by PL over AE, P will be cancelled out and I will be left with EA over L. Now I will be putting all the relevant values and I will get 11.3. Now if I inverse it, then now this is the stiffness, and if I inverse it, then it will become the flexibility. Its value is 88.4. Okay. So this is all about today's lecture. I just sum it up, and everybody is will be welcomed next time. So ये जो है वो अटेंडेंस में इसको डाउनलोड कर लूँ. So thanks to everybody. We will be meeting next time inshallah. ठीक है उधर?
तो मैं सर ये स्लाइड्स सेंड कर दिया.
हाँ
ओके सर.
जी मैं कर दूंगा. लेकिन एक चीज याद रखो, एक तो जो लेक्चर हो वो सारे का सारा आप लिखें वहाँ पर, ये आपके लिए बहुत बेहतर है. ये कोई आसान सब्जेक्ट नहीं है, इसको संभालना बहुत मुश्किल है, और अगर ये कर लिया तो आगे स्ट्रक्चर इंजीनियरिंग भी संभालना जाएगा, लेकिन वो भी मुश्किल है. तो इसलिए बेसिक जो कंसेप्ट्स that are which are being delivered, those must be kept in mind, should be remembered, and also you need to reproduce on your notebooks. ठीक है उज़ैर?
Okay sir.
Okay. Thank you all of you. Allah Hafiz.